I get a... Hi, welcome to...
Yes.
Welcome, everybody, to Fandom Nights, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. I'm Chris.
Oh, I thought we were introducing other people again, so I was waiting. Okay. I'm Dustin.
I'm Sherman.
And today we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 2, Chepisode 15, The Tales of Aang. This was released on September 29th of 2006.
What a tearjerker.
Yeah, this one...
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through Iroh's Tale.
I just love episodes like this that are just like random stories and like omnibuses. Like I had a comic book one time that was Star Wars Omnibus, and it was all these just short stories just of all these Star Wars stories, and I love them like that, especially when they're great short stories. So, Dustin,
you should read the what you would call it, from a certain point of view books then.
I listened to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen. Big difference between listening and reading.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first...
Yeah, sometimes it's actually better to listen to it, though.
Sometimes.
Because, like... And I hate that I'm agreeing with you. Because I gave Chris the, like, crap so much for the longest time about podcast, and which I know is ironic now. But, like, audiobooks.
Audiobooks, yeah.
Because I was like, I can't sit and listen to somebody talk for that long. And
you can if it's
listening to audiobooks, I'm like, man, some days I'm just like, I wonder how much I can get out of my audiobook today. I'm hoping I can get like a few hours.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it elevates the experience of anything. You're doing dishes, put on an audiobook. You're mowing the lawn or something, put a podcast on. Like, I don't know, you can do multiple things with it.
I love audiobooks, but I also read the book while I'm listening.
Really? Like you follow along?
Yep.
Huh.
Way better going
Interesting. I'll have to try that sometime. I've never actually done that.
see, what I hate is like when somebody like has like.
And you guys don't pay for audiobooks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, disappointing.
Why?
Well,
where do you get them from?
The library.
The library.
Free.
Oh, like the CDs and stuff.
Nope. You can
The app?
get downloads.
I know. I gotta do something with my library card. It's still
because
expired.
I do Audible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the story here.
Okay, yeah.
The first story.
We'll just edit the first.
So we're here for Avatar, and like people or other people are like, oh, let's watch some Avatar, and like or listen to it. No, we're gonna talk about audiobooks for a little while.
Download Libby today. Okay, so the first tale of this episode was the tale of Toth and Katara. So Aang is seen shaving his head, which I think is for the first time here. Mm-hmm. So that's cool, right?
Yeah.
So he's shaving his head, so we know he shaves his head.
It's like their morning routine.
Right.
They all have the things going on. And to be honest, I am surprised that, like, with the way Sokka is, that he just doesn't grow that mustache out. You think he would be just... He just strikes me as one of those guys who just is so proud of his, like, 4 little hairs and mustache that he has. But, no, he shaves them off every morning.
I did like that seeing the trivia about this one. This is the first time we see Sokka with his own facial hair. Like, every other time, he's always got, like, some fake mustache or, fake beard going on. And this is the first time he's, little tiny, little pencil stash. That's probably why he doesn't grow it out, because it's just a little pencil stash.
Maybe.
I saw this weird comic or online thing that someone edited. It was Batman versus the Joker. And the Batman was, like, tied up or something like that. And he had a beard on his face. Mm-hmm. And... he asked the Joker, he was like, why does this beard smell so funny? And he's like, oh, didn't you know? Like, I glued my pubes to you.
Jeez.
I have to find it. It's just, it was so funny. It was like a couple-page comic. It was like online somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, back to the tale of...
I can see the Joker doing that, though.
Yeah.
Well, I got Bane's pubes.
Okay, let's get to the story.
So yeah, Aang is seen shaving his... Yeah, it's 5 minutes in, we haven't even started. So... Aang is seen shaving his head here, and Katara tells Toth that they need a girl's day out, and so they go to the spa to get pampered. So Toth is like, yeah, that's fine, long as they just don't touch my feet. That's fine.
It instantly touch her feet.
Instantly just grinding her, which seemed like rock hard calluses on the bottom of her feet. Like, man, that's gotta be some...
First off, I love how she wakes up, though. Like, when she, stands up, her hair is just... it never looks like she has that much hair, but all of a sudden it's just like...
afros, man.
She
might have.
I did count 2 earthbending right there when she woke up, because she spits and it goes ting, and like the whole jar shakes. So she had like, I don't know, earth in her mouth or something like that.
I think she's just. I don't know about that. I think they was just trying to emphasize.
And then when she got up, she went.
You counted that as earthbending?
Yeah, because it tinged like, I don't know. I don't have to. That's why I'm talking about it. And then when she got up, she went like, and all the dust like came off of her, and she's like, I'm ready. So that was more earthbending, because she was like getting all the dust.
I wouldn't have counted either of those.
Yeah, neither of those.
No, because like that's just like you never just brushed off something.
I don't have to count them. That's why
dirt.
I'm talking about them. Yeah,
it's like hitting a rug almost.
Yeah,
it's a healthy layer of the earth. So Toth isn't usually into this kind of stuff, but she is glad that she did. And then her and Katara are walking across this bridge, and some other girls start making fun of Toth for wearing her makeup like a clown. And so to repay them,
literally making fun of a blind girl. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Gosh.
But Toth repaid them in a nice way.
Oh yeah.
Sunk them into the river, and then Katara washed them away.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Also, without like holding on to anything or like having somebody like, guiding you. She doesn't look like a blind girl. That's true. Like, except for like unless you look at her eyes,
right?
Which obviously these girls.
Which she does keep covered a lot.
Yeah, with her hair.
Right?
Yeah.
Toth is very resilient. This tale has also helped build Toth and Katara's relationship. I felt.
I know. I was really happy with this little thing. It's kind of a one-off.
They've kind of been bickering.
Yeah,
for
they've been
while.
like against each other, and this was the first time that they really came together. And it's in a way kind of gonna kind of build up the team as a whole, because there's not that animosity anymore.
Girl power.
I absolutely loved when she does the earthbending with like the mud. With like that creepy face.
And they're both just laughing about it.
By the way, because we're gonna get to it eventually, I marked the visuals down. I took a couple points away from this because in this specific tale, I hate the way Toph's like watching this. Her lips are off.
Oh,
like because like she starts talking and then I'm like,
weird.
Okay, it's.
Sure, it wasn't just your TV.
No, I know it's not just.
Sure, it wasn't your crappy internet connection.
A lag on your TV or something.
No, because the rest of the episode was totally fine. It was just like that moment, and I was like,
weird.
Ugh.
Okay.
Well, next up,
Iroh.
Just give me a second, guys.
Oh my god!
Gotta gather my composure
this
here.
Little thing with Iroh was like the perfect just story. This could have been. I'm glad they didn't extend it out to a whole episode, but.
I would have watched a whole episode.
I mean, it starts out with but it starts out with him helping all these people, and then like,
I'm surprised they didn't put this at the end.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm surprised it wasn't the last one.
I know, especially with the remember Mako.
Yeah, right. Wait.
He was the original voice actor for Iroh. He passed away. That's why. This is the last episode.
That's why his voice changes in
this
one?
It actually isn't the last episode.
It's the last episode that Mako
because he shows up in later...
Mako.
On the cast list for later episodes.
It must be...
They might have used his voice, but he died after this, or right before or after this episode.
Oh.
So, this episode aired when?
September 29th, 2006.
So, the tough part about this, Amber Alert?
Yeah, I know. That's what I just got to.
Oh, okay.
So apparently,
we gotta go look for this white Jeep
in Minneapolis. Let's go drive 2.5 hours to look for a kidnapper.
Yeah.
He passed away July 21st.
Oh wow!
So he's already been
recorded a couple episodes.
Yeah, he passed away
out there. Yeah,
mid production for the season.
I noticed that his voice changed, but I'm like, oh, it sounds similar enough. Maybe it was just like a different mic, or he was more like that day or something. I don't know, but no.
Greg Baldwin shows up to do one line for this episode.
And he's the and
it
was just one random line that just
during
Zuko's.
Different.
I think it was
tale.
Was it during Zuko's tale?
Yeah, because when he pops up, he's like, he would love to like.
Oh, okay, I thought it was the line when he was with the kids playing soccer. I thought it sounded different, but maybe I'm mixing both of them in my head.
Might be.
Yeah.
So Iroh, he picks up some supplies for his day, and he runs into a crying little boy when Iroh starts playing Leaves from the Vine.
Gosh.
Comes marching home. Sorry. And, man, that just made me sad. Jeez. So Iroh gets confronted by... so after he helps the little boy, he plays Leaves by the Vine, and the little boy repays him by tugging on his beard.
Yeah. I love that he loves it, though, because, like, Rey will do stuff like that to me, where, like, you just having this, like, connection moment, and Rey is just like, ah! And she smacks you in the face or something, and you're like, ah! She doesn't know what she's doing. She's just cute.
Oh, yeah.
You just love her so much, and, like, the little kid's doing the same thing, and he's just... even though he's, like, pulling his beard, he's just remembering all the fun times he had.
Done that.
Right, yeah. Ugh.
I like that he sings this song, though, because, like, the kid is holding an Earth soldier.
Yeah.
Probably missing his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Jeez, that makes it even sadder. It's gonna be a tough one to
this
get through.
episode, man,
Oh.
dude, I gave this episode a rating before he even like did the rest of it. I'm like, I already know the episode. It's
I'm giving it close to a 10.
Yeah.
Because, man. So after this, Iroh gets confronted by a mugger who is standing like
bow-legged, man.
his feet are facing like this.
What is he doing?
But
his knees are facing like this.
Yeah.
And then his body's like all hunched over. He's like, "Give me your money." So he gets confronted by the mugger, and Iroh's like, "You have a terrible stance," and he helps the man out by knocking him on his butt and showing him how it's done. And then he picks him back up and he's like, "Okay, you got to get in this kind of stance here," and shows him that you got to have a nice sturdy stance. Then you'll come across as more. What do you say?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Not that important, I guess. All those emotions make me forget. But he says a little help from others can be a huge blessing.
The whole part of it, like that whole...
Well, and sorry, we skipped the part where he goes to the kids and like talks to them playing soccer.
Or is that the second?
No, that was the second one, was talking to the kids. So it was singing to the kids, then it was...
Oh, yeah, because he runs and like hides in that alley when the mugger is like, hey.
Yeah, so he goes and talks to the kids, and the kids shoot the ball through the window, and he's like, you should really...
It's always good to...
Admit mistakes when they occur, seek to restore honor. And so he's like giving him advice, but then also this big guy, he's like, oh, maybe not right now.
When I'm done with you, the window's not going to be the only thing that's broken.
In this sense, run!
Mm-hmm.
So then we get the part after part I just mentioned, where he goes up to the tree, and where everyone starts crying. Leaves from the vine start playing in the background, and he starts lighting his incense, which he does firebend.
I love how, he's so secretive about his firebending, but he's like, this is down to my son. Just too quick, like, you blink and you miss it,
Right.
Yeah, and then he says, I wish I could have helped you out, too. Just starts bawling, and like, man, this, I don't know. Singing, and like, you can tell that the voice actor, Mako or whatever, is like getting emotional singing it. Like, you can hear it in the voice. Like, ugh. So this whole little story is just really cool because it's like the different stages of like raising children too. Like what he's doing with these different kids. Like the first one, you're singing a song to a kid. You're just trying to make the kid happy, and you're giving them your happiness in a way. And that's what I'm doing with Rhea all the time. Like, I can't like connect with her on an emotional level yet. I can't do all this stuff. All I can literally do is just bounce balls off the walls and play with marbles and like just do all these like fun things that she's like, whoa, and just spreading, like, giving happiness, because it's the only thing I can give her right now. And then when they get older, like your adolescents, then you give advice, and like that's all you can give them really. Like, you can still have fun with them and all that stuff, but like advice is the biggest thing you can give them, teaching them, and then when they get older and they've learned all the stuff, like they know everything. And Rosie and I just had this conversation about teenagers. Like, every teenager thinks they know everything. They kind of do know everything. They just don't know what it takes or what you have to give up to. I don't know. It's kind of a long story, but when they're older and they know everything, the only thing you can give to your children, like I've seen this, not personally, but like with other people who are empty nesters now, the only thing you can do is you can just give your belief in your children. Like, you can't, like, what 20-something-year-old is going to take advice from their dad. Like, Dad, just I got it, whatever. But as a father, you just have to believe in your kid instead of, trying to push just happiness and advice on them. All you can give them is belief. Not that every father does that perfectly, but that's what you can only give is just happiness, advice, and then belief. And I'm like, man. And then him just saying to his son, like, I wish I could have given you these things. Because when his son was young, he probably didn't give him any of that, because he was a general and he was just a mean guy back then. So he's, I don't know, it's just heartbreaking. But a very good portion of this episode. Sorry. I was thinking way too deep about that one, but...
So the next is the Tale of Aang. And Aang goes and looks to the zoos for some clues. Hey, Dr. Seuss. And he looks for some clues on Appa and discovers all the other poor animals in the zoo. A rabbaroo, which I don't know what the roo part is.
Kangaroo.
Oh,
because.
Alright, guys. See you guys next week.
He has 3 little babies pop out of his pouch.
Yeah, I know now. So Aang wants to help break the animals out of the Basingsay and help build a pen for them outside of the walls, give them more space, because the guy who runs the zoo says I'm too broke to have
the
Dai Li won't give us any money because the kids stopped coming,
and the kids won't come because we're broke and all this stuff and broke and dirty.
So
and
did
stuff.
he make the zoo outside the outer walls?
I think so.
So to go out to the zoo, you have to risk the Fire Nation attacking you.
That's assuming the Fire Nation is always around the perimeter of the wall.
Right. Yeah. Because if not, he would have Aang just destroyed some dude's farmland.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So after this, the Cabbage Man was about to say, "My cabbages," but then he was like, "Forget it." Just walks away.
Cabbage Man made it to Ba Sing Se. Remember, he was trying to get in, and then they're like, "You can't bring these cabbages in here."
Right.
And then
he gets his cabbages, but all the animals start eating the cabbages.
Yeah, the rabbaroos
and
just munching.
Forget it. Just walks away. Not worth it. I thought he was about to say, "My cabbages," but then he doesn't. It was just kind of a...
I was excited to see him.
That's our 4th cabbage merchant.
Different guy?
No. But
fourth.
I was like,
fourth appearance.
What?
No, 4th appearance.
Yeah.
Apparently, and I looked this up on the fandom page, this is the last actual appearance of the cabbage merchant in the series. The only other time he gets mentioned.
Oh, you just hear his voice, right?
He gets mentioned
Really?
in the Ember
You only
Island
see him
Players.
4 times? I thought that you see him all the time.
No, because why would he go to the Fire Nation?
Yeah, I suppose.
Because the majority of the 3rd season is in the Fire Nation.
Right. Interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought he was in a lot of episodes, but yeah.
Nope.
So Aang blows his bison whistle, and all the animals follow suit, which is weird. Which doesn't just work for a bison; it works for all
Well, he blew
animals.
it differently, and you could kind of hear it because he blew it so hard. It was
Yeah, you see that airbending,
Yeah.
when he just
yeah.
You think that blows a different sound than from blowing it normally? It's not just a louder.
Because once again, in the next episode, you see this moment for Appa.
Oh.
Because this is when he blows it super hard.
Yeah, he goes nuts.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, but all the other animals followed the sound of the whistle.
Yeah. I mean,
And I get it that he blew it harder with airbending and all that stuff, but it's still the same sound.
Yeah. Well,
If you blow a train horn that's made out of wood, it's
doesn't
going to make the
Aang
same.
blow it? Or no, Momo blows it when he's trying to get Appa or whatever. When they were in the swamp, Momo blows it, doesn't he?
He blows it once and then gets smushed by Appa's tail.
Yeah.
but he's saying why do all the other animals follow
Hurt
suit?
my own ears.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
I don't know. So Aang basically has all these animals following him, and the guy that runs the zoo is telling the guys guarding the gates to you guys should open the gates. And he's like, we're not opening the gates. He's like, look over there. Open the gates. Open the gates.
And it still breaks part of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're earthbenders. They can remake anything if they want.
True. So Aang basically earthbends. He gets on his little air scooter and then earthbends, which is really cool to see him earthbending like that.
While on his air
scooter.
Yeah, it was really cool.
But we never really see him earthbend, I guess, that much in one time either.
Earthbend... Oh, right, yeah.
He does, I'm just saying.
He earthbends
in
a lot
one
in this
sitting.
one, but, yeah.
In this episode?
Not a ton, but, yeah, that is kind of the biggest earthbending he's done so far.
Like, far as in one spurt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, we haven't really seen him do a whole lot of earthbend.
Yeah,
like, we've seen him do some, but
he
not,
learned how
like,
to earthbend, and that's it.
And
really.
then he's used, like, a couple, like, hitting stones and stuff like that, but he's never, just, like, ripped stuff from the ground.
Creating a whole zoo.
Right. So, yeah, I put it's the first time we see Aang using earthbending for such a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the end. He helps out the dude, and the guy who's, like, after, like, one of the people's pets gets in the zoo, he's like, you should probably just stick to helping out, like, humans or whatever. The next is the Tale of Sokka, which is kind of a short and kind of funny one, I guess.
It was good. Nothing crazy happens. Just the
it was basically
haiku rap battle.
Yeah,
that was it.
It was a haiku rap battle that Sokka eventually went one too many syllables.
I know. I love how they literally threw him out because he did one extra syllable, and I love the animation of him just flying through the air as he's flying out.
Yeah. That's the Tale of Sokka.
Yeah,
it really is. Honestly,
there's really not much a whole. We really said it right there. So next is the Tale of Zuko, and Zuko goes on a date in this one. Zuko claims.
Oh man!
I put Detective Zuko no more.
He's so oblivious.
He has no idea what's going on around him.
Yeah. Zuko claims a girl his age knows knows that they're Fire Nation
because she's watching him the whole time.
Right. But just wanted a date.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Zuko gets ready for his date or whatever, and goes outside, and his hair's all slicked down.
I laughed I audibly laughed. I'm just
so once again watching this with Kelsey last night. She's like, as soon as he walked out the door, before that, she's like, "Oh, okay, like, what are they gonna like go out or something?" And then he walks out, and she's like, "Oh no, so much worse."
Oh,
no. And I'm like, I know it's.
I like
it's
how
really
she
bad.
instantly messes up his hair too. Like,
and he's like, my uncle spent 10 minutes doing my hair.
Like 10 minutes to get it. Like, look at that crap. What the heck?
Looks adorable. I could totally see Iroh thinking that looks good though. Like, no, to impress the ladies, you gotta part it.
It probably did back when he was younger, though.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. That's why I was laughing so hard. Like, I've worn that haircut.
It kind of makes me think of the like classic like George McFly like back in the 60s.
Yeah.
I'm like, totally. Oh yeah, no, the parted haircut was totally.
That's what you look like. He was George McFly from the 60s in high school.
I know.
I totally was.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna deny it.
I remember the grad pictures hanging on the wall, man.
Yeah.
Oh, where he had like that floppy like.
Huh?
Because it would right down the middle, but like flop off to the side.
Right. It was kind of like a typical 1990s haircut, though.
Yeah.
Every like 90s movie that I've ever watched, like Disney movies and stuff, they've always have those kind of like parted hair stuff. Mm-hmm. It was the.
At least it wasn't a bowl cut.
Yeah.
I've had a bowl cut too.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures.
It's the only thing I was happy. Like anytime, like my mom would give me and my brother a haircut, buzz the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a picture with like a parakeet on your shoulder
and a bowl cut.
It's bad. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was so cool.
I mean, you were back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Now it just looks funny, but. Yeah.
So they go on their date, and man, Zuko is rude. This girl, like, if this was an actual date and could actually go somewhere, like, you need to marry her right now, because she is just, you're like yelling at her, and like, the waiter came up, like,
would you and your girlfriend like dessert?
She's not my girlfriend, and she's just, okay, whatever, just eat your food.
Quite an appetite.
Yeah. You've got quite an appetite for a girl. I'm like, jeez.
Like, okay.
No sensitivity.
Oh, man.
And Zuko never really answers her questions either. It's always so vague answers. Like, where are you from? We kind of travel around. Oh, where have you been traveling to? Like, from here to there.
I forgot exactly what happened, so I was expecting him to just start jumping down her throat. Like, why are you asking me all these questions? Are you part of... But no, thankfully it didn't go that way.
Yeah. Zuko, so they, like, go to this, like, fire fountain or something like that, firelight fountain or whatever, and all the lights aren't lit up. So Zuko tells her to close her eyes, and then he does these like really cool.
That was the coolest.
Yeah,
just seeing like the little.
How many firebending was that?
So there's 11 that we see on screen of him firebending.
Of doing that.
Yeah. But when it zooms back, there's 44 lamps visible. There's some hidden behind the building.
So we're counting 17 or 44.
Well, also, because there were a bunch of those candles like floating in the water.
I counted all those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we counting?
I'm saying 11 on screen, just because we're doing on-screen bending, but there has been a couple times where we've counted things that like the only way that could have happened was by bending. So we have counted it that way too. That's why I want to talk about it. So in what I circled was 46 total for this episode. So I counted the 44 because I'm like the only way they lit up was by him bending. So I counted it as bending. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways.
Zuko basically lights them all up, whatever, makes her happy.
Light it up.
And so Zuko gets cold feet upon kissing her back. She kisses him, and then he kisses back, and he's like, "Oh, wait."
Kelsey literally went, and I'm like,
Did I do something wrong?
Was she just bummed it wasn't Jet, or
no? No, she was legitimately happy that they got a kiss at the end of the date. Oh. But like I was like,
she didn't think it was Jet though.
No, okay. She knew it wasn't Jet.
I love how he goes back to the house though, and how was your date? And slams the door because he's so mad. It was nice. It was really good. Yeah. He's just mad about his circumstances, but then he thinks about it for a second, and he's like, "Actually, it was a good night." Mm-hmm. So I don't know. He's again every time we see Zuko, he's just growing more and more, and it's just good. Who does he end up with?
May.
No.
Zuko ends up with May.
Well, for like the whole of like the third season, but
they break up.
Does he have kids or anything later on?
Yes, but it's not said whether it's with May or someone else.
Oh, okay.
Because technically in the graphic novels, May gets a different boyfriend. And then
which those are canon though, right?
They are canon.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious.
I just never think it's May being at least the mother of his children, just for the fact they broke up and it's never been said whether they got back together or not, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it we got for the Tale of Zuko. The last one is the Tale of Momo.
This was super good.
Mm-hmm. So Momo wakes up from a dream about Appa, which was kind of terrifying.
For Momo it was. Yeah. I almost got eaten again.
Yeah. Then he finds some fur.
In Sokka's Earth Kingdom bag. Yeah. He still has his bag that he's all proud of in that one episode. This is the first time I've
from the Blind Bandit episode.
Yeah, I just noticed that he had the same bag, and he's just he made a good purchase. I mean, it was expensive, but he treated himself.
It's like a Duluth Trading Company bag.
Yeah, exactly.
I have one.
Just give him a shout out, So then he ties the fur around his wrist, and then he goes out and tries to find Appa, but he sees a cloud. He's like, Appa! No. He sees a bush across the way. Mm-hmm. No. It's never Appa.
I love how smart he is enough just to tie that on his wrist like that. It's like, he knows how to do a knot.
Yeah.
It's a crazy smart lemur, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. So, across Momo's adventures, he runs into some stray cats. Cat?
Pygmy pumas.
Oh, I put panther cats because they're just like.
Nope. According to the Avatar fandom wiki, they are pygmy pumas.
What's a pygmy?
Pygmy.
Oh, so it's just a mini puma.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it runs into some pygmy panthers. Still weird.
There were 4 animals in this episode, or creatures in this episode, that don't have like an official title or name.
Which ones?
I put down armadillo sabertooth, the armadillo tiger thing.
I put armadillo lion.
Well, because it has like sabertooth fangs, like the big ones.
Oh, and I think I wrote lion, but I meant to put tiger.
Well, it doesn't have the stripes like a tiger does either. That's why I put sabertooth.
Sea lion
the baboon thing. is like doesn't have like a trunk, but it has like similar like legs and the size of like an elephant, like a smaller elephant.
Okay.
So I put elephant baboon. So I put dragonfly lizards. The fandom actually labels them as dragonflies though, because like when you see them up close, they look like because they have legs.
So they're like
dragons, actual dragon
flies.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Which is why I was like, I put dragonfly lizards before I found that out.
Yeah,
isn't that how we named our dragonfly?
Maybe they look like little dragons.
Maybe and they also are little fly.
Yeah,
things.
And then the sea otter.
I put sea lion turtle because it was like a sea lion, like a seal turtle.
Yeah, because it has the shell on the back.
Yeah.
I wrote down sea otter. I don't know why, but I know what it. Yeah, it's like a seal turtle.
Cool.
So Momo runs into a like side street show or whatever thing to get away from the pygmy panthers. And
Pumas.
Oh, pumas. Why am I thinking panthers?
Because they look like panthers.
P. No, it's just the P words.
Actual monkeys though. That's what I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's so actual dancing monkeys.
Yeah.
So there are actual animals in here.
They're just rare.
I think but I think the mutations are just the newer form of animals. I think there's been some crossbreeding for sure.
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, some weird crossbreeding. There's some weird like
bears have really gotten around then.
Yeah,
armadillo bear, skunk bear, gopher bear.
Like, how do you get those things to like mate though? Like, there's people in this world that forcefully make a bear and an armadillo mate.
It's probably guys like that zookeeper. It was like, well, we need newer, different attractions to get the kids around. So
and then they get loose every once in a while.
Rabbit.
Hashtag
kangaroo.
It's pretty much the plot of Jurassic World. We need new dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Bring in new people.
I like the theory. Let's stick with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Until we see other evidence. It's a good theory.
True.
Some zookeeper out in there.
Yeah.
So Momo and the pygmy pumas.
There you go.
Right, puma. Yeah. Okay. Pygmy pumas. They get captured by essentially the like animal police of Ba Sing Se.
No, that dude caught them and he brought them to a restaurant.
Oh yeah, he was gonna
eat them.
Right,
he was gonna eat Momo and the cats.
Yeah, because you see that cleaver just.
Yeah. I'm like, did I just see that right? Wait,
yeah.
He's gonna sell these cats to this restaurant owner. They're gonna eat them. Like, what the heck?
I mean, it
racist?
is.
Well, no, not necessarily. Food, like meat, has got to be like kind of scarce in Ba Sing Se.
I guess I didn't think about that.
Well, that isn't it. Like, I don't know if this is racist to say, but I've heard that like in Chinese culture they eat dogs, stuff like that. So I mean,
yeah, if you're hungry enough. I mean,
so,
speaking of, what's that?
Oh, I was helping my dad move a desk, and there was some like boards hanging off.
Oh, I was like, is that a cat? Cat scratch?
Oh, no.
Earth. I don't know. I was just like, whoa, they're about to eat those cats. What the heck?
So once again, Momo's so smart.
So smart. Figures the lockout in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Literally just whoop.
Ching, ching, I'm out. And he's like about to leave, and then he looks back, and the cats are just like, help us, please.
Once again, that moment, Kelsey looked at me and she's like, no way. I'm like, you jerks.
So Momo helps out the cats, and then they escape, and then they're all cuddling together, and then all of a sudden, one of the cats takes the fur off of his wrist and just starts bolting it away. And then all of a sudden it leads to one of Appa's paw prints. And then Momo's just laying in the middle of it. And then that's
Which, it was kind of weird. Like, obviously, that's what it's hinting at, and that's what it was, because it's the size of his foot.
Which is why they ended it with this episode, because leading into the next one.
But there was only one footprint, and that courtyard was, like, really small. How the heck did Appa, like, land in there and then
Did you notice that was the only part of that, like, courtyard that was, like, normal ground, though? Like, everything else was paved.
But, like, if that was one of his prints, like, that Appa would barely fit into that courtyard. Like, so, I don't know. Does it ever show him, like, flying and, like, landing a couple places? I don't know. We'll find out.
Watch the next episode, dude.
We'll find out. But, as far as bending numbers on this one, we got 2 of water, 18 earth, 46 fire, and 9 air. And I only counted 46. We didn't see them all, but you did a lot of.
Did you count both of Iroh's?
Yep.
Okay.
Got those. So it's just laying.
Yeah, I keep forgetting like all the little tiny ones. Like,
yeah.
You gotta watch like it's essentially watching like 5 little episodes.
Yeah. So that's the bending numbers. Sherman, do you got any?
So other creatures that have actual titles: hog monkeys, little red-eyed guys, Rabaroo, and then there's actual domestic domestic cats and dogs, which are the ones like actual pets, the ones that got stuck in the.
In Aang Zoo outside.
Oh, okay, yeah. As far as wise sayings, I talked about the admit mistakes when they occur, seek to restore honor, and then Iroh also tells the thief. I don't know what my note means, but believe in oneself, others.
I actually wrote this one down.
Well, yeah, what is it?
While it is always best to believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a great blessing.
Yeah.
Which, side note, have you guys ever, like, do you guys know who Danny Trejo is?
Yeah.
Like Machete?
Yeah.
So, like, so there's, like, a documentary about his life that's out, and he actually goes out to say, like, everything that I've ever done for myself has led me into, like, a crap situation. Like, he went to prison for it, like, and, like, he's like, everything that's ever good in my life has been from helping somebody else. I was like, man, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's rate the episode. Dustin, the story arc. What would you give that?
Which one?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, all of them together.
All of them mixed together into one big one, I guess.
What are you doing over there?
Just gonna rate it. So,
I mean, they were all good, I guess. They were all short and to this point and gave the characters some kind of, like, not arc, but I guess some building moment, I guess. I'll give it a 9.
9? Okay. The execution, so the pacing of the episode, the vision, and was it overall entertaining?
I think the pacing was good because they had to tell 5 different stories. So the pacing, I think, was appropriate for having to tell 5 stories in 20 minutes. Yeah. I think it was. I'll give it a 9.
9. And then the writing, so the characters, plausibility, originality.
I'm gonna have to give that a 10.
10.
I just really enjoyed all the stories together, especially Momo's and Iroh's. Man.
Yeah.
Just sad.
It was cool. It literally gave everyone something to do, and it kind of. It didn't really grow their characters as much as it just showed them as who they are, you know. I guess it grew a little bit, but for the delivery, I gave it 10. It was just awesome. I mean, Iroh crying, like you can hear the tears while he's singing and not just see them. That the Iroh portion of this episode like blows it all.
Almost overshadows everything else.
Yeah.
Iroh's,
yeah.
Which you said it would be better if it was at the end. I'm kind of glad it was in the middle.
I was thinking about that too, because like,
and then you just get some like fun stuff. It's like the rise and fall.
Not just that, but leaving the episode with Momo like in Appa's paw print.
That
had to be the last one. Yeah.
It would have been made sense if it was Iroh then Momo maybe then. Kind of
I would have just made the whole oh man, that whole end of the episode. I would have just been like.
Not everything can be happy and sunshine.
The actions, the blocking, the stunts, and the environments. I gave an 8. It wasn't
over the top.
It wasn't over the top, and it wasn't average. It was just good. And then the believability, so the character development, presence, and interpretation. Like again, Iroh just kind of blew that out of the water. So I gave that a 9. The rest of them were just normal, but Iroh's was so good. I think it elevated it. So. Sherman, the sounds?
Well, I gave this episode a 10 for sound.
Okay.
Brave Soldier Boy.
Leaves from the vine.
Was just... Not only that, but like with the mix, each person, like every time when it switched to like the tale of whoever, had like the same intro, but like changed throughout like each one. So like each person got their own like kind of like
cool.
Composition, I guess.
Yeah.
So like just that little attention to detail was kind of pretty amazing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Visuals, I gave it an 8. wasn't like crazy. Like there wasn't anything like ridiculous about this episode for like framing or motion. I would have given it a 9, but like Toth's like the start of that one where Toth's lips, it bugged the hell out of me much.
I'm actually glad that you look at maybe you weren't looking at the goose, but you notice things like that.
I noticed that without looking anything up.
And even when you do look at the goose, it's like that makes sense to do that for the visuals and for everything.
Well, I didn't mark this one down, but I did. I looked online. There was like a big goof for like the Tale of Sokka. So like apparently they had like major editing problems when like the different girls like in the
animation
audience
looked different in this episode. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. But like I thought like Momo tying Appa's fur was amazing. To see that, and then like the way he's dancing with the monkeys was just perfect.
I know. And the effects, what would you rate those?
I gave it a 9. 9. With everybody getting their own like kind of set. Like it was a different location for each person. There weren't really any like major props to this episode.
No, nothing huge other than what we normally have.
I did mention the creepy mud face earlier, but I put that on for effects because I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's cool.
I thought it was a little weird though, like when she stopped moving and she's laughing, the face was still like way up there, but her eyes went back down.
Cool. And then Dustin, what would you overall rate this episode?
Solid numbers only?
Sure.
9.
If we're doing solid numbers, I gotta give it a 10. Like, Iroh alone just made this episode for me.
Yeah. So we gave this one a 9.1, and it was 9.3 in IMDb. So, nice.
It's just, it's sad knowing...
What did you rate it?
I didn't rate. I'm just leaving the overall rating to you.
It's really like extra sad knowing like the backstory for some of these episodes and like the extra stuff behind the scenes, because like knowing that Mako was dead when this aired,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like been dead for like 2 months by now.
Wow.
And like I'm like that's why like the last like 2 or 3 episodes of the season he doesn't have like any speaking parts
of this season.
Yeah. Because that's when, like, or I think the beginning of the 3rd season is when he's in prison.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't have, like, any talking.
Wow. That's so sad that actor died. I did not know that. Man.
At the age of 72 from esophageal cancer.
Man.
All right, on that sad note.
That's what the episode was, though. Dustin takes out.
Thanks, guys, for watching this sad Chepisode of Phantom Nights. If you guys want to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, that'd be awesome. And subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And that'll do it for us. Thank you, guys. Appa.
Yep.